Here with Eve Ostara,
Hi.
and she's going to ask me about the lines.
Right. So I'm always hearing people say things like, "Oh, I have Venus on the fourth line," or "Oh, there's this and it's a sixth line thing." And what is that? What the heck is that?
Yeah, the lines are the divisions of the gates. So I think starting with the gates,
Divisions of the gates. Can you elaborate on that?
each of those 64 gates is really a hexagram, hex meaning 6, and gram meaning like image, I guess. Image of 6. I don't know.
Okay.
And so each hexagram is a little picture. It almost looks like a little house. We often use the house metaphor in human design, where the first line is the foundation of the house, the very bottom. And then the second line is the ground floor, and then the third line, the fourth line, the fifth line. Sixth line is like the roof. Sabian symbols are kind of the closest analog there is in astrology that you could compare to the lines in human design. Oh, your Sabian symbol?
For my son?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't think there is one because my son is 0 degrees Gemini. So I would either have to choose between the first degree of Gemini or the 29th degree of Taurus.
Oh, I didn't realize there's not a Sabian symbol for the 0 degree.
There's not.
Interesting.
As far as I know.
Let's take a look. No, I do that. Let's just start with like. Okay. We found out is there is no Sabian symbol for 0. We have to get to the bottom of this. We got to the bottom of it. And yeah, it looks like the first Sabian symbol is for 0 to 1. You want to hear the 0 degree Gemini?
Yes.
A glass bottom boat reveals undersea wonders.
Ooh, I like that for me.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
So what does this mean?
A glass bottom boat. I mean, a sense of wonderment, a sense of curiosity. Gemini is very curious. The glass bottomed boat, it's wanting to see what others haven't seen. Then they say that the very first degrees are kind of the baby degrees, like the young degrees. Like this might be your first life as a Gemini. You've graduated, maybe you had some 29 degree lives. You graduated those, but now you're like, let's see what Gemini is all about.
It's also interesting thinking about how so the Sabian symbols are fixed, right? But astrologically, like everything shifts over time. So would the meanings also shift, or I'm curious how that works.
Yeah, the Sabian symbols seem to be linked to the degrees, not necessarily the stars, but it's an interesting question because right now at 0 degrees Gemini, lining up with that Sabian symbol is the star S1E3 that is at 0 degrees Gemini right now. Every single line has exaltations and detriments, except for a few which have neither, or a few which have only one or the other. The exaltations and the detriments are kind of how that star would then, like if it's a line that's exalted by Jupiter, maybe if you have Jupiter activating that line, then you would feel the influence of that fixed star more. Do you think you have a better sense of what the lines are? Did that kind of...
Absolutely. Thank you for your help.
Well, thank you for the questions.
My pleasure.
All right, thanks to Eve Ostara for that, and I hope to have her back on soon to do some palmistry and other mystical arts. Next up, we will be having a special guest visit from Lindsay Holland, all the way from Buffalo, New York, who will be singing a favorite song of mine by Antonio Carlos Jobim. Take it away, Lindsay.
Told me that he loved me. How unmoved and cold I must have seemed when he told me so sincerely.
right, and that was Lindsay Holland singing Antonio Carlos Jobim, How Insensitive, with yours truly on piano. Real treat getting to play that one. Now it's time for TikTok Video Minute.
Mercury opposes Jupiter today. Concentrate on planning and organization that will help you in your future, and stop just being creative and spiritual all the time, because that will get you nowhere.
Well, my time went so quickly, I went lickety-splitly out to my old 55. As I drove away slowly, feeling so holy, God knows I was feeling